Alright.
So, before we look at this paper, and I appreciate that you all are writing your names on it right now so that you don't have any more no-name papers turned in, we're going to look over here at this poem. Somebody like to read it out loud for me? Shelby?
Just when you thought this winter would be forever, that it could never end, you saw amidst the frozen white, a tiny piece of spring, first blade of grass on the floor.
Now, what would you guys say if I told you that this entire poem was a metaphor?
That is true.
You would say it's true. Now, John, what do you think this poem could be a metaphor for? If it's not actually about, oh, you really thought that winter was going to last forever and the season would never change, and then all of a sudden it was spring. It's not really about that. Then what is it about?
It could be, I guess, like in middle school, every day you don't know where you stand. I mean, it is expensive. Some people, one tiny thing happens, boom, you're not going to see it.
I like that interpretation. I think the author might have had a little bit of a different view because I think he was writing from a little bit more of an adult perspective.
No, but I'm just saying, like, trying to compare it to.
No, that's really good, and I like that you took that and related it kind of to your own life. Like, sometimes little things can change and you don't even really expect that. What else could this possibly be about? Pat?
Like anything can happen.
That? Okay, I want to specifically look right at this first part right here. Where's the marker's always gone? Oh my gosh.
Just leave one right there.
I really should. Or I should check and make sure they're there. Let's look at this part first. Specifically, the idea of winter. When you're talking about somebody going through a time that's, you know, it's like winter to them, to use a simile, what does that imply is going on in their life? Yeah, like a blue, sort of gloomy, maybe morose, they're feeling, to use an old vocabulary word. You know, to say that you're in a time of winter in your own life implies that it's sort of like a depressing state, like not a lot's going right for you. But then, as the poem continues, amidst all of the frozen white, amidst all of the gloominess, a tiny tip of green, the first blade of grass, the messenger of spring. What is that? Shelby?
Kind of like one little thing made it all better.
Yeah, it's kind of like that word right there. You're seeing one thing that's sort of starting to move you past this time of winter and embark upon a new chapter of your life with this, you know, this first blade of grass. You're not going to see a real blade of grass come out of your, like, out of the ground when you're feeling really gloomy, but maybe one good thing happens one day and you're like, oh wait, maybe this is going to get better. Maybe I'm going to start to figure this out and life's going to get good, right? Okay, so now we're going to look at our papers that we just got passed out. On the front side of the page, where it says vivid metaphors. All right? Now the thing we're going to focus on today is not about making it perfect first try, because I will tell you that I messed up myself when trying to help people make metaphors in last period. I would be like, oh yeah, so you can just say like, so-and-so is like a, oh wait. No. Can't do is like a, or is as something as a, or is, you know, cooler than, or dumber than, or more awesome than, because all of those turn it into similes, right? So, yeah, we're going to describe something as actually being something else that gives us that imagery and that really great description that helps us picture and feel more what the author wanted us to feel. All right, Brian, do you want to read that first before one right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go for it.
Good at it.
That is probably one of the most boring sentences you could ever write. We just go down. Who cares? Nobody cares. All right? And what did they change it into, New Hand? Mallory?
Lee is a walking calculator.
A walking calculator. Now, obviously, we don't know that there cannot be a calculator walking around, but without even reading that little description in italics, somebody came up to me and was like, oh, you know, Shelby, she's a walking calculator. What are you guys going to assume about Shelby? She's good at math. She can do numbers like magic. You don't know how all that computational stuff works in there. You press the button and the right answer comes out. That's what it is. That's what we get from that, okay? Let's go on to the second one. Who wants to read the before for the second one? John?
My little brother Fritzy is a handful.
All right. That's pretty much like every little brother. Anybody has a younger sibling, you can say they're a handful, and that's boring and nondescript. Read these after.
My little brother Fritzy is a monkey on wheels.
All right, and we added that. We didn't just say my little brother Fritzy is a monkey because That's, that could work if we knew what the original intent was, but a monkey could be like, I don't know,
Climbing.
he's really good at climbing, or he really likes bananas or something, but a monkey on wheels just kind of creates an atmosphere of like crazy rambunctious, like rolling and screeching all over the place, like out of control. Because like, what would a monkey on wheels do? Basically, you've got no control.
Terrorize.
Yeah, it'd be insane. Alright? Who's got the third before? Okay?
The branches of the tree that were noisy against my bedroom window.
Alright, they were noisy. No, I was trying to sleep and they were noisy against my bedroom window, and then what did we change that to after? Any new hands? Alright, shall we go for it?
The branches of the tree were claws sticking into my bedroom.
Alright, they were claws scraping, and what does the connotation of that sort of suggest to us too? We're calling them claws.
It's like really sharp.
Yeah, and it kind of creates a more like ominous feeling to me. And maybe that's just me, but if somebody says they were like claws scraping my bedroom window, that's almost like maybe there's a storm coming or something bad's about to happen. Like, it depends on where you're trying to go with that metaphor, but if you're trying to lead the reader to think like, oh, hey, something creepy is going to happen later on in this paragraph, that might be the way to go, rather than just, it was noisy, the wind was loud, and the branches were scratching my window. It's like, find a way to jazz it up, right? Let's read the fourth before. Reese?
With just 50 pills, you will look great.
All right, and they're talking about like a dietary supplement or like a vitamin. They say, oh, just take these pills, no diet, no exercise. You're going to get the body of your dreams, all right? And what do we turn it into? What do we turn it into?
With just 50 pills, you too will be in
Adonis.
Adonis.
All right, and now, who knows what Adonis is? Ryan? Yeah, Greek god, and he was, I actually don't remember what he's the god of, but he's specifically remembered and known for having, like, this awesome muscular body and being so incredibly handsome and strong and powerful. So if somebody says you're going to be Adonis on the beach, clearly you cannot go be a Greek god, but it's implying that not only will you be in good shape, but you will be powerful and handsome and all of these great things, and it's got a lot of good things going for it. Don't necessarily know if that's true, but it's a very good product endorsement with that sort of line right there. All right, and let's look at the very last one about Tallulah. Let's read about Tallulah.
Tallulah was bitter after Osborne dumped her.
I don't know who named these children. That's really sad. But can we try again with Tallulah? This one we didn't just say Tallulah was and insert a different word. We actually changed around the sentence a little bit to be talking about her disposition rather than about her in general. Because
My neighbor's dog is blue.
well, that's people have got weird names for things. So go ahead and read the second one.
Tallulah's normal sunny disposition turned battered after Osborne dumped her.
See, and that takes it away from being just about Tallulah herself, and it takes it straight to the heart of that problem. It's her disposition that's affected. It went from being, your disposition's like your personality, your normal way of behaving. So you normally have a very sunny, positive disposition, and then you get dumped, you're going to be cantankerous and grumpy and surly and morose. Very good. Okay, vocabulary word. Snap for that. All right, let's flip it on over to the back, and this is the activity that you guys are going to be working on today. Practice 1 says you're going to add metaphors to the sentences to create comparisons. There are hints that are written next to each of these 6 sentences that, if you're going to get stuck, it helps you to think of, oh, here's a thing you could possibly compare it to, not using like, as, more than, less than, all those things, but actually saying that it is something. And we can probably just do it right on this paper, but if you want to get a separate sheet of paper out, you can. It's just easier to keep track of one sheet, I think, and you will have to keep track of these. So you can kind of squeeze them in right underneath or add it off to the side.
Can you scratch the part out and add?
I think that that's fine, although you're also allowed to change around the structure of the sentence. If the way that your metaphor is going to work is that you're just going to take out a part and add a part, then that's fine. But if you're going to change it around, like they did over here, Tallulah was bitter changed to Tallulah's normally sunny disposition. If you're going to do something like that, which is totally awesome, and go for that if you've got a good idea, then you're probably going to have to write out. Okay? So we're going to take a little bit of time and write our metaphors, the 6 of these, and I guarantee you that every single person is going to come up with a simile first, at least once, And don't feel bad about that because I did the same thing and I'm going to keep doing the same thing. But once you've written it, go back and look. Did I use that like? Did I use as? Or am I actually saying that something is something? And it's pretty easy to change it because you can usually try and make that same comparison just in a different way. Okay? So we're going to work on that, and then we're going to share all of our awesome metaphors when we're done, okay? So, are monkeys loud? Yes, monkeys are loud. All right? I'm sure you all have great ones, and I'm very excited to hear them. So get to work, and then we'll get to hear all the exciting things you think of.